Hi everyone, this is Chaz, and this is the second video journal today. Again, the date is Monday, June 9th, 2012. And this particular video journal is going to be subtitled "It Just Won't Work." And the reason I'm entitling it that is this is the result of another question by Holly Owen Deckard, who asked a question when I made my addendum to the "Why Did You Break Up" post, where I took on some of the blame for our relationship, David and mine's relationship ending. Also, she asked, well, why didn't you work for 5 years? I know you, Charles. Why? Well, I don't have an easy answer for that question as to why I didn't work. There are multiple faceted reasons why. I suppose the first reason was I didn't really feel like I needed to. Again, as I mentioned, I kind of took David's support and David's work ethic for granted in that regards, and didn't really feel like I needed to because the needs were all being met, and I was happy kind of being the housekeeper. Although I'm sure David would argue that I wasn't all that great of one. On the other reasons, are I really, and honestly still to this day, it's odd to say this at 37, I really don't know what I want to do. Everything seems like just a job, not a career. I'm hoping that changes when I get into seminary and I get into some of the work that goes along with that. The last full-time job that I actually had, I was a volunteer coordinator, and it was an AmeriCorps program that I was a volunteer coordinator for. So I would go and I would work with community service organizations, and I worked on a college campus, and I worked with students, placing them in community service situations. I created and led volunteer opportunities, and I really enjoyed that job. Unfortunately, it was only a one-year thing. If that could have been parlayed somehow into a permanent situation, I probably would have tried that, even though, I couldn't. So after I finished with AmeriCorps, I tried looking for jobs. I tried a couple places. Nothing really panned out. Nothing really felt right. The closest opportunity I had that could have been something I would have really enjoyed doing was I got 2 interviews for a position at the Fox Theater in St. Louis as a box office coordinator. And I think I would have really loved that job. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. I substitute taught for a while, and that was fun. And I thought about being a teacher for a while, but I had someone in my life one time tell me, someone very influential in my life tell me that if they had known when I was going through school that I had a gay teacher, they probably would have killed the son of a bitch. And so that kind of killed any desire I had to be a teacher, because I didn't want, that's one of the few work places or few fields of employment where a parent could take issue with the simple fact that I'm gay and try and make my life difficult. Although it's very difficult to fire a gay teacher just for being gay, parents would, a parent could theoretically make my life very difficult just because they don't approve of, how I live my life. I mean, still to this day, there are teachers who lose their jobs because they post the wrong picture on Facebook and a parent complains, or a parent thinks of them as having dubious morals. So teachers are very much under the magnifying glass a lot of times, and so that kind of ruled out what was my original career path, which was to be a teacher. So there was the fact that I didn't feel I needed to work because David had a really good job and everything was being taken care of, and I thought I was contributing what I was contributing. And there was the fact that I really didn't know what I wanted to do. It's one thing to have a job, it's another thing to have a career. And I haven't really been able to find anything that I can look at and say, yeah, I want to do that for the next 30 years, 35 years. I don't know why I have that block in my head. I don't know why I'm a blockhead. I just, when it comes to a career, it's difficult, and I didn't want just a job, so I made my career being the family and being taking care of David and the house and all that stuff. So that's why I didn't work for 5 years. I didn't feel I needed to. I really couldn't find anything I wanted to do. I would look from time to time. I would have interviews on occasion. But there was always either I didn't get the job or there was something funny with the organization that I interviewed with. Like I had an interview once at a hotel and actually got offered the job at the hotel as a front desk attendant. But something didn't quite seem right. I've since found out that the company is nearly insolvent and about to go bankrupt, and the hotels that they own are going into receiverships, and so it just I kind of dodged a bullet on that one. But when David left, I had to do something. I had to put that pride aside and find something that would bring money. And so hence I've got the job that I have. So that's, I guess, as best as I can explain it, Holly, why I didn't work. I didn't feel I needed to, and I couldn't find anything I really wanted to do that I felt that I could parlay into a career. The closest thing I had was some political work I did, but that really wasn't anything I could parlay into a full-time career type situation. I tried to, but it never really seemed to work out. Because God knows I know enough politicians, both here and in Springfield, that, strings could be pulled, but it seems like every time I've tried to have those strings pulled, nothing ever really happens with them. So, anyway, that's the answer to Holly's question on why haven't I worked for 5 years, or why didn't I work for 5 years. I am hoping that time period of my life is over. I hope when I get to Chicago I can find a job, I can do the schooling, I can finish my degree, my master's degree, I can find work in a ministerial and a pastoral setting, whether it be actually leading a church or being a chaplain at a hospital or a prison or maybe even the military. Who knows? But that's why I didn't work. So I hope that answers your question, Holly. If anyone of you are watching this and have any other questions that you want answered, or if this has raised more questions than it's answered, feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to answer. This is Chaz signing off. Take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for watching. Bye.